Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Ayu Lestari and my student number is H01233034. I am making this video to complete my final examination for the course Semantic and Pragmatic lecturing by Mr. Ridwan. In today's video, I'm going to talk about an important topic in pragmatics, which is deixis. We hear and use deixis every single day, but many people don't realize it. After listening to this explanation, I hope you will understand what deixis is, why it matters in language, and how it shapes the way we communicate. First, let's start with the definitions. Deixis refers to word of expressions whose meaning depend on the context of the speakers. In other words, this word cannot be fully understood unless we know who is speaking where and when. For example, if I say, I will go there tomorrow, you cannot understand the full meaning unless you know who I is, where there is, and when tomorrow is. That is deixis, language that points to something in the real situations. Well, in pragmatics, there are 5 types of deixis that are most commonly discussed. So let's move to the first type, is person deixis. Person deixis is related to the participant in a conversation. The word I, you, we, he, she, and they are all examples. Their meaning always depend on the who is involved in the communications. For example, when I say I am speaking, the word I refer to me, but when you say I am speaking, the refers change. Now I refers to you. So the meaning of person deixis is dynamic and change based on the speaker and listeners. The second type is place deixis. Place deixis is related to locations. Words such as here, there, this, that, near, far, pointing to physical space. For example, if I say put the book here, you need to know where I am pointing to understand the instructions. The meaning of here and there always depends on physical position in the conversations. When I move to different locations, the meaning of here also moves with me. Next, we have time deixis. This type refers to time expressions like now, then, today, yesterday, tomorrow, in 2 hours, and so on. The meaning of this expression depends on the moment the speaker is talking. For example, if I say will call you tomorrow, I will call you. For example, if I say I will call you tomorrow, tomorrow means the day after today, but that changes as soon as the day changes. So the meaning of time deixis is always tied to the timeline of the speakers. Next is discourse deixis. These types of deixis refer to part of the discourse itself. It can point backward or forward to something in the text or conversation. Common examples include this, that, the following, the previous explanations. For example, when a teacher say, this is what I mean. For example, when a teacher says, this is what I mean, the word this refers to a concept that has just been mentioned. Or when a writer says in the next or when a writer says in the next paragraph, we will discuss, it refers to a part that has not been read yet. Now, let's move to the last type, social deixis. Social deixis shows the social relationship status or level of respect between the speakers and the listeners. Words like sirs, madam, your highness, doctor, professor, bro, dude, mate are examples. For instance, calling someone professor expressions respect and academic authority, while calling someone bro so casual or close friendship. The choice of social deixis reflect culture, identity, and social hierarchy in communication. Now that we understand the 5 types of deixis, let's talk about why deixis is important. Deixis makes communication more efficient because we don't need to explain every detail. However, deixis can also cause misunderstanding if the context isn't clear. For example, if someone only says, "put it there later," we need context to understand what object where and when. To show that language cannot be separated from context, and deixis is proof of how strongly we need on shared understanding. So to make it more relatable, let's look at an everyday situation. Imagine 2 friends in a room and one of them says, "Can you pass me that one over there?" Even though the sentence sounds simple, it contains multiple deixis. You, me refer to person deixis, and that there is place deixis. The listener understands the request because they share the same physical context. So simply, deixis is a linguistic feature that depends on context, and it includes person deixis, place deixis, time deixis, discourse deixis, and social deixis. We use deixis all the time, and understanding it helps us realize how communication works beyond just grammar and vocabulary. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching this video. I hope these explanations help you understand deixis more clearly. See you guys.